What up, what up, what up? Back at it once again. It's your man, Boss Gang VIP with the weekly money watch. Last week was an amazing week. We knew what would happen at the end of the week. We got the pullback. We were prepared. We positioned ourselves accordingly. President's weekend, as you know. So I got a little extra time to relax. Hopefully, you guys were able to do the same. Before we get started, as always, make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I am going to get to it this week. I know it's late for a lot of people when I'm getting this video out, so I am not going to take too much time. I want you to be able to take advantage of some of the opportunities that we have available. Let's get into it. So, as usual, we've been checking out this Roth IRA for the week, the last day on Friday. Things were down overall, and you can see after hours things were down, but overall we're on the right path. I'm just looking for some discounts, and I will explain how those things work, and we're going to add to these positions, and I expect to be more than great. So I definitely love discounts in the market. We got the pullback Friday. We got some big events coming up this week. I'm actually going to get into the calendar, but one of the actual events I want to get into, talk about first, Nvidia Earnings. This is the big event that I know everybody's going to be looking forward to in the market. I know I am. Currently $726. The earnings are on February 21st after market. So we got a couple days. The actual November 21st earnings, 402. They beat by 99 cents, in consensus for November 21st was 303. I am on market beat right now, so they have estimated numbers going forward. You can get some data about Nvidia's earnings here and earnings quarter by quarter. So obviously, Nvidia has been on a crazy run, and I'll actually get into some price actions and on the charts and show you what that's looking like, and actually give you some ideas of what to look for just in the case Nvidia does have some corrective activity. I'll give you those couple little targets. We'll go ahead and look at the market maker move on there and make sure we're all locked in. So with that being said, let's get to the economics calendar for the week. Okay. So President's Day, Monday, obviously. Tuesday, leading economic indicators. Atlanta Fed President Bostic delivers welcoming remarks. We got the Fed minutes. Those are going to definitely be important. They're jobless claims. So there is a lot of events, not even considering the Nvidia earnings. So those are going to be major events. I'm going to get into the data of it all as we do with the almanac this week. Day after President's Day, the NASDAQ has been down 18 of the last 29 trading sessions, but up 7 of the last 11. Now, going into this week, we have multiple bearish days expected, or at least statistically bearish days. And when you get those group of days, the same way if we have bullish days, group, you want to really be focused on those and position yourself accordingly, which is why I actually took some UVXY positions on Friday based off some price action I had given to my private Discord folks. So the week after February expiration, the Dow has been down 15 of the last 25 sessions, but up 7 of the last 12. In 2020, it was down 12.4%. Anybody remember that? 5th worst week since 1950. The 22nd expected to be bearish. Friday expected to be bearish as well. End of February has been miserable in recent years, so absolutely miserable, but that's normal, right? We hit October lows, we got a lot of run-ups, but there are definitely going to be some opportunities there, and I'm going to point you the right way. One thing about price action is that things will always look one way and then they'll start to flip the other way, right? So let's get into the charts and then I'll start explaining how some of this price action works. So let's get into Nvidia, right? So this is simply this normal price action. Let me zoom out on these charts. So right now I got a year chart, a quarterly chart, a monthly chart, and this is a day chart, and I'll be flipping back and forth. But as you'll notice, down here we had typical October lows here. We have October lows here, and we get these run-ups right now. It's been on an absolutely incredible run. It's been on an absolutely incredible run. Earnings, let's check the market maker move on that. Market maker move. Okay, so we're looking at $77.96. So we'll call it $78 for the market maker move. Those are just the deviations that you can expect on earnings. A couple deviations down, up and down. And then in order to be profitable on these trades, you need trades that actually go beyond either way for the trade. So I like to know, based on the price action, what the actual market maker move is, because then it can help me determine based on the chart. Price doesn't move to random places, right? They go to targets, right? So we just want to try to figure out what some of those possibilities are. I'm not going to get too complicated, but this is something you want to do in the charting. So the most simple thing I can talk about is this 50% high low, right? So we hit October lows. If this 746.11 was essentially the high, right, even though this is open, then the close of the quarter should finish somewhere down here. So I'm actually getting ahead of that movement. That high low 50% is that 569.21. So if you take that 569.21, subtract that from the 746.11 or the 726, you kind of see where I'm going with this, how these numbers start to kind of line up. Also, I got some broad information, levels, quarterlies down here around 506, and then ultimately, if we make a move down, we can definitely get back under 400, maybe get some March lows, right? So will we take out October low or will we make higher lows? We shall see, but everybody's going to be interested in Nvidia this week. Because I believe there is going to be some downside in the market. I am definitely going to focus on some downside plays, right? I'm going to go where I believe the market is going to go, and that is my bias based on some of the price action I see setting up and some of the historical data. This is all a numbers game, so I do not ignore data. Let's get into the magic of it here. First ticker, I'm going to be looking at Snapchat. Absolutely gross. This thing, we actually had the upside triggers previously. It rejected those, started to push down. So it gave a very, 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 very clean move down, clean setup. I got some downside levels down here around $2.50. So yeah, it could be a rough time for Snapchat coming up. We have the 3-1-2 week below $10.99. That's what we're going to look at on Snap. 3-1-2 week. Yeah, Snap, if it gets to $2, don't be surprised at all. Things, it's just kind of how it works. Kind of how it works in stocks, yeah. So yes, below $2 on a Snapchat, don't be surprised. Pretty clean there. Pretty clean. So we got a range between $2 and all the way to 30. It's been rejecting the upper side, right? Didn't get over that 27 to get to the 30 side to push back up. Continue to push back down. So we're going to take it for what it is. Next ticker, we're going to be looking at dog food, Chewy. Pretty clean here. Looking for a 2 week below $16.56. Pretty clean here. Where this one gonna go, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on this one, but yeah, it's pretty much over with at this point for Chewy. Is what it is. So I hope you guys don't own the stock right now. So I'm not a financial advisor, but yeah, could these things turn around here? Possibly, but I'm not expecting that right now. So Snapchat downside, Chewy downside. You can see what it did in the market. 3.71% down, and then Chewy. I mean, it's just awful. 3.71. And then let's see. So it's funny because Snap and Chewy were down the same amount. That is sorry, Chewy 3.78. I'm sorry, it's just showing up like that. And then last ticker I'm going to be looking at is AFRM. Looks pretty easy here. And this is what's so crazy. I have a crazy entry on this one. If you're looking at my chart, it says 212 1 minute. Yeah, I'm actually going to 212 1 minute. I've never actually done this before. This is so bearish. The only entry is all the way down here on the 1 minute. Like, it's literally, there's just no, sorry, this is 1 hour. There's literally nothing there. There's no entries. It's going straight down. AFRM is going straight down right now. Where's it going to go? This is another one. We hit lows around 862. Yeah, it has a potential to make quite a bit of move down. So there are some things that are going to be bullish for sure. One thing I want you to keep, or actually two things. Actually, let me see. There are two things that I want you to keep an eye on. They're pretty sneaky based on seasonality and some of the price action I'm seeing. One of those things is natural gas, and one of the other things is utilities. Utilities moves very quickly when it decides to make those runs. If you get caught up in the chop, it can be completely awful, but if you get it at the right time, remember, timing is everything. We can see this with stocks like Walmart and Kroger. WBA is one thing if you get them when they're chop, but if you get these when they move, there's an opportunity. One of those stocks I'm going to be looking at, and I want you guys to pay attention to, is going to be SO and utilities. Now, what's interesting, chart looks all red to the downside, but there has been some consolidation, right? So I'll give you some levels that I have on this. So clearly we have quarterly broad informations, and it's just so much chop right here. One of the things, when the market was falling, this was one of the stocks that was up. It was actually up 0.5%. And if you actually look at the finish, this is literally on the 1 minute. This is why there's no entries here. This is why there's no entries, because it finished so strong. So it literally just gave the entry here. There is nothing else. If that triggers here, we're looking at the stop at 66.64. Now, that first stop, 66.64, we get over that. And let's go to some different time frames. Let's go to the day chart, and you can kind of see what we're looking at here. Okay, so then we actually trigger the 322 day. So we get the 1 minute trigger, pushes up, 66.64, 322 day, 50% at 67.33. Broad information high side on the day. We're going to be looking to get to the top of this consolidation at this 73.90 or 73.93 level. If we get the opportunity to push over to the 73.93 level, we have a chance to go to $100. A lot of people have been checking out this stock for a long time, but again, the things about, you got to understand, is how institutions work, right? So there's a lot of accumulation. Even though you have these highs and lows, we're back within this range. So that is a lot of institutional accumulation, right? So we're not necessarily selling down. We just make these higher lows, right? Overall in a trend. Could this push down? Absolutely. But I am looking to see if we get that trigger back to the upside, because if we do, we're going to completely flip this chart, and everything that is red, the year that is red will turn green. The quarter that is red will turn green. The month that is red will turn green. Obviously, the day, if it goes green, everything is going to set everything up going forward. So this is just a little speculation here. This week is the actual broad information. The other side of that puts us around the $69 level. If this is the broad information, we are going to get the reversal as it moves from the low of here back to the high of this actual range. Just a little speculation here based on seasonality. So, question tonight: what do you expect for Nvidia earnings? Will they beat earnings? Will the market gap up? Will the market gap down? If the market is historically bearish, regardless of what Nvidia does, I'm looking for downside in the market. We'll see how this plays out. Again, I have no bias. I just read charts and I pay attention to numbers. Pretty crazy. No indicators. I don't have any MACDs, RSI, any of that. And we'll see how this plays out. With that being said, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, share it with the people you know. Check out the Robinhood Roth IRA videos. Share those with the people you love. We want to help people out. That being said, can't wait to see how this week's goes. Nothing to worry about as long as you're prepared. Consider the hedges as well. I'm gonna get this video to you as soon as possible. Boss Gang VIP. I'm out. Peace.